I've got a lot of reptiles. This one cost me $3,000 and this one cost me $1. So let's go over most of my reptiles from $1 to $3,000 and everything in between. Now, this isn't some sort of flex to say, hey, I've got all these expensive reptiles. It's just showing you what's possible at $1 all the way to $3,000 in between, and just kind of showing you what I got. Of course, if you want to see a full reptile room tour, like the entire room, a lot has changed. There's like a lot of stuff going on in the background there. Let me know and we'll do one in December if you leave me a comment. Also today, I'm going to teach you how to save money on reptiles and other things too, thanks to today's sponsor, Rocket Money, but more on that in a sec. Let's start off with $1. This is a normal ball python. I say all the time, ball pythons you can get for $3, and baby normals are worth next to nothing. Most of the time, people will sell them for food of a cobra or something a little bit less dangerous that I have that's brand new. I'm showing for the first time today. Stay tuned. That's our $1,000 reptile. Or you can sell them as pets. I know at PetSmart, they will sell them for like $110, which is ridiculous, by the way. Do not buy them. They're not worth that at all. You can buy one at a reptile show for next to nothing. I've literally had them given to me. This particular one I produced, but you can get them for literally free. Moving on to our $20 reptile, and I'm gonna try to do prices that I paid in versus retail. And anyway, this is our $20 reptile. It's a leopard gecko. I don't even know the morph because this animal came to me as kind of a rescue type situation. She is for sale, so if you're in Canada and you want to buy her, shoot me a message. But this is a pet only, and it was, I think, my 100 subscribers special that I got Jerry and Josie. So I got 2 geckos, but I paid $20 per gecko because it came with some stuff. And you can buy normal leopard geckos or kind of lower end leopard geckos for 20 bucks at expos all day long. I see it all the time. Some of my geckos I sell for 100 bucks, but they've got, 4 or 5 genes in them.
Really good genes.
Overall, leopard geckos are a poor investment choice right now. 5 years ago, it'd be different. But right now, even things like black knights, I've literally seen them for $100 now. So I wouldn't recommend investing in leopard geckos, but if you want a great pet for a really good price, you can buy one for about 20 bucks. Now for our $50 price point, I've got dart frogs and crested geckos. There might be some others, but let's talk about these ones. Most of my dart frogs I bought for a little over 100 bucks, but there are some like the green sips that I have in that big enclosure right behind me over there that you're probably seeing better B-roll of right now. And those animals I bought a bunch of them, I bought 15 of them, and I think it worked out to be about 30 bucks an animal or $26 an animal, something like that. But you can buy for under 50 bucks all day long a bunch of, say, Tinctorius, the Azurius are one that you can buy, Lucamellas in some cases, and then there's some expensive ones that go for, closer to $100 like Terribilis. But then let's talk about crested geckos, because my first crested geckos, I bought 2 for $30 each as babies, and they produced for me probably close to 70 or 80 babies since then. So I bought them as pets and it just turned into a pair and they started breeding for me. But either way, crested geckos make amazing pets, and you can buy normal, nothing fancy about a crested gecko at a reptile expo or sometimes a reptile shop for around 30 bucks, maybe up to 50 bucks, but definitely don't spend more than that for a regular crested gecko. And of course the morphs go crazy, but we'll talk about that later. Moving up to $100, we've got some ball python morphs. Now, there are some that, over the years, the prices have changed. I remember getting my first pastel ball python for $40, and this was in 2015 or something, and those animals are still $40 today. Now, there are some animals like my blue-eyed leucistic. This is Luca, one of my favorite animals. I love this animal so much. I've always wanted a leucistic snake, which just means white, a white snake. But they used to be $500 or more. This one I bought from a rescue at a reptile expo for $100. Now, keep in mind, leucistics might be a little bit more where you are because I got a really good deal, and you're gonna find out I got really good deals on almost all my animals. I've paid full price for almost none of my animals, and I'll teach you how. There's lots of other ball python morphs that you can get for around 100 bucks too. Nah, I'm not really a ball python morph guy, but there's lots for like 100 bucks. There's also some that are like $1,000, but that's for another day. Keep in mind, for another video, you have to worry about the money to keep these animals. Buying them isn't the be all end all. I'm very budget motivated, and that's with not just this business, but my personal life. And what's really helped me with that is today's sponsor, Rocket Money. One of the things that kills me in my personal budget is subscription services I forgot about. I signed up for a free trial or signed up for something and I forgot about it, and it's still coming out of one of my accounts. But what if there was something that could cancel all those things for you? That's where Rocket Money comes in. Rocket Money in a nutshell helps you cancel subscription services, manage bills, and just overall a great financial tool that I like to use to help me with my money. One of the benefits I love is it safely and securely identifies reoccurring charges you can even cancel from within the app with just a couple of taps. So there's no worries about customer service calls. I hate being on the phone and on hold and trying to get them to cancel. Rocket Money helps you here. Plus, by simply adding a picture of your bills, just a couple of taps and Rocket Money will negotiate your bills for you. We're talking phone bills, internet, cable, Rocket Money got you. Plus, like I said, I'm budget oriented and Rocket Money has a tool for that too. So take control of your money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Wickens and you can get started for free. Jumping up to around $250, you can buy things now like carpet pythons. My carpet pythons, I got a ridiculous deal on with someone I have a good relationship. But these animals, so keep in mind, carpet pythons, there's a bunch of different ones. There's Iriangayas, which are small. Mine I bought as Iriangaya coastals, but they're too small. I think they're jungle Iriangayas. Either way, it's a mix of locales. And mine, I would imagine, are around $250 per snake. I've got 2 of them. Now, as far as Diamond goes, I don't really remember what I paid for him, but it came with an enclosure and the whole thing. You can buy bearded dragons for around that $50 price point too. But let's keep moving up. And this one, we're gonna go $400 to $600. And this one probably is where most of the animals that I have fall into. Again, this is not a flex. I almost never pay full price for anything just because I have, my eyes on the Kijiji deals or at expos or have relationships with people, or now we're getting into what I've traded a lot for. So for example, you've heard some noise. That is one of the RedFoot Tortoises. My RedFoot Tortoises live outside for the summer. It's currently November, therefore they're inside. I've got 3 of them, and usually these animals are around $400, $500, something like that. If you don't like shell boys, then you can get something like a frill dragon. Now, it depends, right? Indonesian frill dragons, you could probably find wild caught ones as low as $250, but I would go around $500 to get yourself one that is captive bred, like mine, which is Tilly the frilly, absolutely amazing animal. And then if you want an Australian, they get up, $750, $1,000, something like that. My Rhino Rat Snake's another great example where the rhinos, we're building a paludarium for them right now. And I could not be more excited to show you. So hit the subscribe if you haven't. That video is coming next month probably. Either way, these animals are really cool. They have that appendage on their nose. And all mine are a little bit bigger than what you see here, but I'm saving the growth and the color because the color change. Anyway, it's another video coming soon. Plus, some of my Burmese pythons around $400 to $600. I've got, a few Burmese pythons. Actually, one is in a box right there. It's getting shipped out to a friend of mine today. Literally, Trisha's out buying the heat pack for it right now. Burms, again, they can go pretty low, $250, get really high up depending on the genes. And then my leopard boa, which I don't show too much, but I'm really excited to show more of. I love this leopard boa, another one that fits in this price point too. Oh, and of course, spotted pythons, these ones start, around $400, something around. They used to be a lot cheaper. I bought mine for $200 each. I bought 3 of them. I now actually have 2. One came in a trade, and then the other one I bought 5 years ago, something like that. Like literally when I first started the channel, I did this video right here, and this is the same animal. This is Jimmy from this video, obviously much bigger now. And my Maclat's python Pittsburgh. Now, again, this animal I got for free from Annalise at All Canadian Reptile Girl. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It was kind of a gift for like, hey, thanks for coming out and doing a video, which was not necessary. Either way, Pittsburgh, the Maclat's python, these animals are around $400 US. They start at going up to 600, and then if you want an adult, usually around 1,000. Very cool animals, but tame them early because they do not play around if they're not socialized. If they are socialized, they look like this, and they're super fun, and I actually really love this animal. Okay, let's bump it up, $1,000, and I'm gonna introduce you to, well, this is Josephine, who's not a reptile, but Joe is a golden retriever, purebred, cost me about $1,000 because she had a heart murmur, which then since went away, so she was about like less than half price. Anyway, this is Joe. Okay, let's get back to reptiles. This is my Unicolor KBO. First time putting it on the channel. I traded a Burmese python and a Cuban false chameleon for this animal last week. So I'm very excited to have this animal. I'm making an enclosure, which is going to be this month. It'll be like the next video or the video after. The box is literally in my hallway. I just have to put it together and put the stuff together and then put this animal inside. But it's about a 5-foot snake. We're putting him in a 5-foot enclosure, which is, anyway, you'll see next week. These animals are a Drymarchon species. They're related to indigo snakes. Obviously, indigos are one of the coolest snakes in the entire world. Anyway, Crebos, same family, but these are from South America, usually blacktails, yellowtails, and then I have a unicolor. This snake is gonna need some socialization, but we're keeping him upstairs so we can socialize him and do a lot. Of course, there's a lock on it and stuff, like kids can't get in there. But either way, it's a snake that is about 5 foot. It's not dangerous to humans by any means. They're not venomous. They're not gonna constrict you. This is an animal that can actually eat other snakes. A lot of people will feed them baby ball pythons. So if you have stillborn ball pythons or ball pythons that don't come out of the egg, stuff like that, you can feed them to these guys. But they also eat rodents. I'll do a full video on this animal, I promise. But then let's go up another 500 bucks and talk about emerald tree boas. I've got 3 of these. So we're putting them at 1,500 bucks. So we're talking about $6,000 worth of animals. I have 4 of them. Did I say 4 or did I say 3? Anyway, so I have these animals. I have 2 pairs. I've got 1 pair in the other room there, and 1 pair is going in that big enclosure. We got them wild caught, which is why they were so cheap. And again, I didn't pay 1,500 bucks an animal. And they had hookworm, and we're still trying to get them clean, and it's a whole thing. The other ones were long-term captives, and I got a really good deal on those too. But in general, if you get northern emerald tree boas, these ones are about 1,500 bucks each, maybe less or more, a little bit. And then if you want basins, now we're talking, $5,000, $10,000, something like that. But I don't have them, so we're not gonna talk about them. And lastly, our $3,000 reptile. This is my most expensive one in the collection. Now, to be fair, when I bought the animal, they were selling them for $3,000. So they were much more expensive than they are now. You could probably buy a male like this for $2,000, maybe $1,500, because this is a Tonga banded iguana, not a Fiji banded iguana. So there's a little bit difference in price, and that's why this guy is so unbelievably blue and full belly. You must have just ate. Probably my favorite lizard. I mean, let's not tell Diamond that, obviously. Keep it secret between us. But of all the animals I have, this is probably the coolest one. I've never really seen anything else like it. And unfortunately, you can't have them in the US. This isn't a flex, I promise. So there you go. That is an ascending scale of my animals. Let me know in the comment section the cheapest and most expensive reptile that you have. And while you're down there, please hit the like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really appreciate you. And the Patreon supporters, you guys get like the Sticks and Bricks merch for super cheap. You guys get discounts. You guys get one-on-ones with me. All that and more for as little as $1 a month. And that's it. I do videos twice a week, so I'll see you in the next one.